I'm sure my name is here somewhere, underneath 30 years of graffiti. Huh. It's like trying on an old pair of jeans, you know, it's like coming back. It's very familiar. It's very weird. Oh, we're just...
I'm such an intruder.
We're just making a little film about me. Are you excited?
I am.
I'm going to go and play some drums. I haven't played drums in 29 years, so I'm going to Europe to go and play some drums.
Really?
So
that's great. Are you in London? Where are you from?
No, I'm English originally, yeah. Nice to see you.
Yeah, likewise.
See you later. Oh yeah, what can you do?
Nick Turner, formerly known as Nicky Turner, the drummer for the English-American gothic rock supergroup of the 80s called the Lords of the New Church. To give you an idea of where the Lords were in the pecking order of 80s rock bands, a group named Guns N' Roses opened for them in 1986. But now Nick lives in Malibu, California, and hasn't played drums since 1987, the year he left the band to begin his career as a digital entrepreneur. And that's what brought him to her.
Well, I'm Nick Turner's wife, Mary. I had a recording studio and a performing arts center, and Nick knows everybody in the business. So the people I knew were saying, you've got to bring him in, you've got to bring him in. And I'm just like, oh, okay, I will. Anyway, so I'm sitting there waiting, and there's stairs to come up to where I'm sitting. And of course, he started walking up the stairs. Just looked a certain way, just exuded this sort of, I don't know, sexy confidence or something. And it was just like that. I'll never forget that moment of seeing that person walking up the stairs. It was just so sexy.
But you still to this day have never seen him play with the band?
No, I see him practice basically, but I've never seen him. Well, I've seen videos. I went back and looked at, after when I first started dating him, I thought, oh, I guess I should look at his videos. He's fantastic. He's really, he's just so cute.
Let's film in front of Malibu Pier because, you know, let me tell you about the hardships of rock and roll and living in Malibu. It's not easy, everybody. It's not easy. About 6 months ago, I got a text message from a friend of mine who's a legendary rockabilly rock and roll guitar player called Danny B. Harvey. He said the singer of this new project that he had, which was called the 69 Cats, was a huge fan of my band. When I think he was 14 or 15, had seen my band play in Helsinki, Finland. And he said it changed his life forever, supposedly. So 69 Eyes is a band that Jyrki's the singer of, and they're a multi-platinum act in Finland, and they're big in Germany and South America and Japan, a few other places. And they're very much influenced by the Lords and the goth scene and that kind of vibe. A little bit sort of Guns N' Roses, a little bit of Motley Crue. So it's a hard rocking band. This side project he wanted to do, he wanted to play rockabilly. I think he wants to be Elvis. And so he enlisted Danny, who's this great rockabilly guitar player. He enlisted Chopper, who used to be in with a band called The Cramps. And they wanted to do some dates in Finland. And would I consider playing? And I said no. I vacillated back and forth for the longest time. Finally, they announced it. They said, oh, and the drummer's going to be Nick Turner from Lords of the New Church. So I guess I was playing. Every daughter said, I want to go. My parents said, I want to go. My sister and nephew said, I want to go. So the entire family is flying over from wherever they are in the world, from England, from New York, from St. Louis, from LA, to go and see me play.
I think he's doing it for himself because he wants to do it, but at the same time he's doing it not to prove anything, but to show his daughters how cool he actually is. It's a cool opportunity. I mean, 30 years is a long time of not doing it, you know, of not doing what you love to do. I mean, he said to me, I don't know if I would love to do it again because I loved it before, but I'm a different person now. I think any reservation that he has is him overthinking it. At one point, he was really great and he really loved to do it, and I know he can be and do that again.
I've heard him. I heard him a little bit last night practicing in the closet.
That closet is an interesting place.
He's in rehearsal mode, so.
Sometimes kind of late at night, around like 8 o'clock, he'll play and I'll just be sitting in my room and I'll hear like the thud, thud, thud coming from the closet. I'm like, okay, Dad.
I think he's taking it seriously, which I'm excited about.
This was his career. I never, ever got to see that. Seeing him do it live would be pretty amazing.
You plan on doing that again?
Doing what? Jumping off the kit? This time I don't think so. This time I think it might have an unhappy ending.
Is he nervous? Well, yeah, I'm sure he's a little nervous because he hasn't played for so long, but I think he's going to really have fun, and he's going to be so happy he did it. At least, I hope so. I mean, I hope he does, you know, I'm sure it'll be great. I'm sure it'll be fine.
So how long are you here for?
Until 6 tonight. Well, come on, pretty baby, let's tear the dance. You wanna help me a little? You'll be singing that one. Check, check, check.
1, 2, 1, 2, check.
Well. Well.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Shava!
What is up, my man?
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Pleasure, good.
How you doing, man?
I'm well, thank you, good.
How are you finding the songs?
I'm finding them.
In the ending, we do whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, and then eighth notes. So it goes like.
I think he's got it.
Well, that was not too bad.
That's good. That's
I keep hearing the symbol's not there. I was like, what the heck? Where's the symbol gone? Okay. Does my hair still look good? I feel, I think I can do it. My brain is still doing stuff that my hands can't do. I'll do a fill, it just doesn't happen. I only got my stick one time, that was pretty good. These round things in front of me are still a little confusing, but I'll get the hang of it. I feel tired, I feel good though. But you start to remember what it's like to be a drummer. And it's, you know, it's an hour and a half of sweat. Why did we all get together, Danny? Can you explain this?
Why well, Yerky contacted me a couple years ago about he wanted to do a rockabilly project because I play with Lemmy, and I guess I got a reputation for people that don't do rockabilly, that want to do rockabilly, they call me. So Yerky called me. We needed to find a drummer to play live, and Nick and me have been friends for a long time, and I talked him out of retirement because you really should be behind the kid at least once more.
Before I die, is that what you're saying?
No, before you give it up before you give it up for good.
My parents, just really great people, very kind, sweet, generous people, smart people, very nurturing. Perhaps too nurturing. I mean, they allowed me to join a rock and roll band when I was 17, as opposed to going to college. There was talk about me going to Cambridge to study English. And no, I had to join a punk rock band. And I think they were initially shocked about it. But ultimately, when they saw me playing on Top of the Pops, the big show in England, they saw me traveling the world, getting a different kind of education, I think that they embraced it, thank goodness. You know, they never really tried to talk me out of it. I think they tried to talk me out of it once. But I was a little pig-headed, perhaps, and strong-willed. And they could see that I was starting to have success straight away. And I'm sure they were incredibly anxious about it because I was with these crazy rock and rollers, and it was the early 80s, and there was drugs and alcohol and girls. And as my mother says, there was one time where she didn't really see me for a year. I was on the road, I was in America, Europe touring. So it must have been pretty awful for her. Having my own kids now, I think, oh my goodness, how could they let me do that?
Well, I was a bit shocked really when he first wanted to be a musician, because obviously I had plans for him to go to university. So yes, it was a bit of a shock, but I always believe that children should be allowed to really make a decision in their lives if they want to do something special. So really I was happy for him to go along with it.
I was absolutely thrilled when I heard he was going to be playing again. Obviously, we were slightly worried.
Oh, maybe he could drop his sticks and that would be dreadful. And I knew he would have to practice a lot.
I'm sure he'd be brilliant. And I'm sure that the whole group, from what I've seen of it, I've been watching, looking at them on YouTube. And you know, I'm most impressed with the singer. And Danny, we know, is a wonderful musician. So I think the whole show will be a riot, as long as enough people are there.
And as I, at my age, don't go clubbing very often, I'm really looking forward to it. Who wouldn't want to go into a club when you're 80?
I just threw my shirt off. I thought they're not coming. It's a bit homoerotic, I think, you know. I don't want people to get, you know, too excited out there, really. Today is my last rehearsal today is what, Thursday. I fly to Finland on Monday. I arrive at around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. I hopefully sleep. I get up the next morning. My family starts arriving. I go to sound check. I meet Yerky, the singer, for the first time, and we do a sound check where I guess we're going to run the set and get to know each other, and then we play the show that night.
Do you typically play the whole set, start to finish, during one of your sessions?
I haven't been able to do it. It's too much, and it's too hard without the other musicians here to inspire you. When you're just on your own, you say, "Oh, just cut. I won't do that bit. Oh, I'll just cut that bit." My biggest fear actually is on the night, is that I'll just play it very safe. I'll just play it very safe, and won't enjoy playing. You know, won't enjoy myself and try a few chances. And you know, when you take a few risks, you know, yeah, I'll drop the drumsticks or something will happen, but I want it to feel dynamic, and I just don't want to play it safe. Playing it safe is kind of boring. two of them. There's more coming later. Let's go. We're going to see Jyrki.
Thanks so much for coming over and helping us out, you know. But I mean, seeing that drum.
Does it inspire you? Get you going?
Yeah, and I saw that last time in 1984, and I just explained it on various interviews that I remember the excitement when you had the dagger, like this kind of dagger, actually.
With the skull in it.
Yeah, right? and the lights came out and the smoke, and then the girl started screaming, and you jumped behind the drums and started to drum Method to Our Madness.
Right, this is from 1983. With all the tour dates on the back, and it has Helsinki down the bottom. 1983. So there you go.
Thanks
for you. Still has glitter on it. Yeah.
Still got glitter on it. Fantastic. 83 glitter. So, really, thanks.
My pleasure.
Amazing.
My pleasure.
But I love the drum.
Good,
that's like a statement. Like something's back.
I kind of remember. Yeah, I do remember. Yeah, and the backstage. You know, I mean, obviously, it looks like a lot of backstages. But you start going, oh yeah, this feels like home.
This is a legendary venue. Like everybody practically have been playing here, and this has remained same like some 30, 40 years. You know, like one of the last rock and roll venues in whole Europe. Time to do the sound check. Hän tulee vetää pari biisiä, sitten se nousee siitä.
Joo, mä vaan kävin kokeilin äsken.
Joo. Ask from Jimmy.
I can take that.
Jimmy, vettä.
My little heart's going like this. Can't even tell you.
Yeah. Well, Zeus, my baby, and so on.
Shall we do Russian roulette then?
Yeah, I guess we should.
So how do you end it?
Well, we'll show you actually one time.
Okay.
Before we do it. 1, 2, 3. What time will people get here?
At 11.
Oh, they're already here. That's the people.
That's the people. All 5 of them.
It's 8:30 now, so I guess they'll all show up at the last minute.
Yeah, I hope.
Oh. Yeah, and I was kind of feeling nervous and I feeling queasy, but she made me eat something, which was good. So, how the stabs go at the beginning of
Peter Gunn.
Peter Gunn. Da-da.
Yeah.
Da-da. The fourth one I'll come in.
Yeah.
So I'll just do
Sounds
that.
good.
Just to let you know.
We did that. That's easy. This only remembers those breaks, and I'll kill you.
It's only one break though, right?
Down, 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 down.
The one thing I was worried about tonight, you know, even the soundcheck, is hearing everything. Because when you're in a rehearsal room, you can hear everything well. So just getting the mind as well.
At first I couldn't hear you snaring the kick drums, like that's a drag. Because guitarists tend to speed up, they need a drummer to hold them back.
Yeah. And I couldn't hear the guitar or bass very well either, so it's just, you know, it's all perfect.
Okay, let's go through the set list quickly. Like, so what was the changes?
Chopper is talking about, but now he says he's not going to do that, right?
Yeah. Now we're sticking the same because he plays.
So you're going to get off.
People are. I'll start on People Are Strange. So right when he's coming on, I'll go to upright.
do bad things.
With bad things.
Okay.
And then cut out.
So you gonna do Peter Gunn on the stand-up?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
That's right.
So you're gonna do the photos now.
So when you gonna change the bass? I didn't get it.
What time we going? What time is it now?
Like in 5 minutes.
Other people out there? Tina?
Yeah. Are we ready?
Thank you.
I don't hear the intro tape, but it's supposed to.
I don't hear the.
I don't hear the intro tape.
I have to know when you're ready because
We are ready.
They're clapping hands already.
Now we have to live up to this.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, right?
Make sure you go.
Okay, take. You should go. Ready? Okay.
All right. God bless.
Thank you.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce you, Mr. Nicky Turner from Lords of the New Church.
It's good to be back.
I saw him here last time, like 1984.
I was a mere child.
Smell the sweet
fantastic. Oh my gosh, no, seriously, the girls went crazy the whole time.
Which girls?
All the girls.
He's my idol, so I can't let him down.
Gosh, I must have brought you up well. I'm exhausted.
You're very kind, man. You're very kind.
Hiya. Fun? Thank you.
I'm good.
Oh my God, you're so
I haven't played in 29 years. Parts of it were fun. Parts of it was like, where the heck am I and why am I doing this? And about halfway through, I hit a wall.
How are you doing? It's good to see you again.
I can get through this. You've got to keep going. Are you emotional?
Yeah.
Oh, you're so sweet. Well done.
We rehearsed about 5 times. First time.
Give me 5.
2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up.
Yerky, what are we doing? Nicky Turner from Hello. It's Johnny Michaels from Soundcheck Shop. Hi. He was supporting you like in the like 81
when I was a kid.
Oh, well, thank you.
You were a kid.
I was a kid. At the beginning of the Lords, it was fantastic.
Yeah, but why did this?
Brian was a great guitar player. Steve was one of the greatest frontmen ever. One of the greatest singers ever. Live, he was amazing. And great bass player. And it was really fun, and we were doing new things. And you know, by the third album wasn't my favorite album. And
wasn't.
No,
but the
first two
great songs in the end, like My Kingdom Come, great lyrics,
yeah, it's
great,
good stuff.
Yeah. Great stuff.
Because I was
that's so inspiring.
If you got into a time machine and went back 28 years and did something that you did 28 years ago in the same place, that's what this experience was a little bit like. So here we are, 18 months later, and it seems like a distant memory, but a very good memory. To see the faces of my family, my wife and my children and my parents, and my sister and my nephew, to watch them enjoying watching me, it was definitely rewarding that they were there. It was really fun hanging out with them for that three or 4 day period and having them be on the tour bus and traveling around. And I was talking to one of my daughters yesterday about it, and it's an amazing experience. Not many people get to do that kind of thing and see what goes on behind the scenes and see all that stuff and live that life, even sort of briefly. I don't think I miss being a musician and touring in that way. I think what it taught me was I love being on stage. The hour and a half that you're on stage is an amazing thing. The biggest memory I have of that trip is the first night in Helsinki. Walking out on stage actually and looking out, and there's actually people in the club, cheering, clapping, screaming. It was a wonderful moment. The best thing about the whole thing as well, we had a review of the finished show in the paper the next day, and it was a great review. And Yerky had said, I've never got a review like that with my own band. I haven't played since. When I first came back, I think I did one rehearsal. It was almost like a debriefing. I can't say I really have the desire. If someone asked, maybe I'll play again, but I have no plans right now. It was actually nice to come back and realize that I still had my real life. I still had my life here. If someone is going to get to do something similar to what I did, go back in time, revisit a piece of their life, I would say, obviously, if you're going to do it, enjoy it. Just go with the flow, relax, don't have any preconceived notions about it, just go with it.